Arguably, the most important factor when looking at a game is gameplay. Now, gameplay is sort of a wide sort of field if you think about it, because it's more than just, what do the controls do, but it actually lends towards the idea of what did the designers of the game figure the player should have to worry about. Now, an example of that, if it's a little confusing, is camera movement. One game that comes to mind was Mario 64, where Mario 64 was one of the first games that really gave the player the control of the camera. And so you would use, your analog stick to manipulate Mario, but you spent some time adjusting the camera with, your C buttons, and that actually became part of the experience. Now, from there, other companies pretty much took that idea and ran with it, to the point where now usually the right analog stick in a game is devoted to camera control. Now, this is arguably a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because the player has the ultimate control of the vantage point. I would argue, though, on the same token, it's maybe a bad thing because I don't think the player should really have to worry too much about camera. An example of camera sort of being executed well is the game of God of War on the PlayStation 2. Now, God of War could easily have gone for a sort of free-roaming, player-controlled camera, but because they had a certain vision about how they wanted the game to look at any given moment, they decided to fix the camera at a certain point so the player would always be treated to a really nice, experience and visual, and put the extra trouble into making sure that whatever was going on screen was always clear.